Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking it out, and I'm pretty pumped today. I have a really super cool build that I'm really excited to show. It's the first thing I've ever completely scratch built from absolutely nothing at all. It's not a brooder thing at all. It's completely thing for the track. So yeah, I'll show it pretty quick here. It's awesome. I'm really excited about it. There's a couple things I'm going to do to it still. It's basically done. It works, and I'm really thrilled with it. But a couple little things I kind of realized as I did it that might just help it out a little bit more. But they're just small, minor things. But yeah, without further ado, I'll show it because I think it's great. I'm super happy with it. So pop that back in there. Okay, well, here we go. I'll see if I can, I might have to shut the camera off and start up again because I'm not that technology driven. Okay, here it is. So I scratch built a screener deck and like a loading area. Everything on here is pretty much all built by me except for the fencing in the back, the brooder guy, and then just like the things like the hardware and the metal grate, you know, that's obviously I didn't make that. That's just some building materials, screws and stuff. But I made the lights, I made the molds and poured the lock blocks, I 3D printed the delineators, made a little power shed in the back with that houses all the lights and stuff. So it does have LEDs that work right there and there. There's also one in the back, and it also does, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's hard to see. It should be working. I'll have to check that one out. Something's going on there, but minor. Either way, so yeah, but the ones in the front are powered on, so that's great there. So basically what I got is this back here. It's got a little utility shed, and I got a little switch, bumping the brooder guy around. I got a little switch that I mounted on the side here, so you just turn that on, and I got some vibration motors up there, and that turns that on. And then just give me one sec. Road milling here, so it's gonna kind of make a bit of a mess. Pretty chunky stuff, so that goes on there. This is gonna make a total mess, but put that on there. That'll squeeze off the side, and then down below there you get the sorted out material. So I'm thinking, because sometimes these get stuck in the holes here, I might put another 2 motors there and there just to kind of help with that. And then I might have to make a little bit of a chute here just to extend it out a little bit, because what will happen here, I'll shut this off. You can see it working there. So that just looks great. I love it. I'm so proud of this. There we go. That shuts that off. Anyways, so what will sort of be is when the time comes, I'm actually gonna have it all set up properly. The ground level will be right here, all the way around it. Excavator will sit right here, and then there'll be a little road that comes down the side or something, and this will kind of be below ground, and I'll have the track loader be able to go in there and scoop whatever I'm screening out of there and load out, and then wherever, somewhere around here, a dump truck will dump like dirt or whatever. It's just a mixed thing, and then I can scoop it from the pile, get the excavator loaded on here. That'll spill off, and that'll load into the truck, and then the fine material will fall to the bottom, and I'll be able to sort out like topsoil, recycled road base, chunky road millings. That's real road millings, And that stuff right there was their fine screenings from like a real life processing plant. So I'm able to get it down to some really thin stuff. Like I did a couple of piles over here when I was building it, and I took that out and was left with that there. So it does a pretty nice job of getting some good fine material. I mean, if I had like another means of like running it through like a trommel or something, I could get that to really fine, but I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's going to be good enough. So yeah, so basically I got some concrete lock blocks. That'll all go around the side, around the back. This is actually going to end up sitting flush on the ground. So I realized too that this right here, I'll have to extend that up, and that light's going to actually sit up high here, and I've got another tube that'll sit down. So this will all be lock blocked and dirt around or whatever around, and then yeah, and then you can process material through here. I got some screws and stuff in there that I put down, and just had a big bag of miscellaneous springs, all these guys right here. So just kind of went through, and then I used some of those little rubber things that come in the servo kits just to kind of help with the vibration. And yeah, that'll kind of be that. I do have a conveyor belt, but it needs to be fixed. My son got a hold of it, and I gotta do some stuff to it. So I would like to have a conveyor belt kind of going around here as well sometime soon in the future, but we'll see. I gotta design the wheel that on the toy. There's a little hand crank, and it's on the back. Well, that wheel is completely gone, so I have to make something, and the track has got little like kind of bumps in it that it falls into. So I was thinking about getting like a piece of pipe of some kind, I don't know what size it is, and then drilling holes all the way around the center of it so those tracks can bite into it, and then putting something on the ends so that I can mount a motor to it, and then I should be able to get it going again, and then I can have a conveyor belt somehow set up as well in all of this. But either way, it's turned out really well, and it came together really quickly. I was actually really surprised how fast I put it together. I didn't expect. I was gonna make it out of metal, and then I realized I could just make it out of wood, because there's no real reason why I needed to do it out of metal other than just for myself. But it's come along really well, and I built this piece first, got that all done, and then I knew I was gonna have a little bit of a loading bay underneath. So then I just kind of did some detailing around the back here by putting some pieces of wood on the sides, just cut all that up, and then I bought some clips too. So I got all this wiring that's around there. I'm going to tidy that up and clip that up onto the side so it's all nice and tight, and then yeah, should be good to go. We've got LEDs there, like I said. I don't know yet, but I might inside of that. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe up in the back corners there and there. I just have these lights I set aside from a long time ago. They came out of like an axial crawler I had. So I was thinking if I put some lights in there and there, I could have some LEDs shine down as well, just to give it a little bit more light in there. But yeah, I'm gonna have this. I'm not sure where exactly it's gonna set up yet. I was thinking about in the back somewhere there. I don't know. Basically, I'm kind of at a point right now where I could really start getting some dirt and just bombing loads of dirt with the truck and the track loader or something like that, and start filling this all with dirt. Another thing too you'll see is in the back corner there, we got a big pile of rocks. I keep on taking little bits of rocks here and there when I go on my hikes and bringing them back home, and they're decent scale size boulders. So I haven't, oh yeah, I did do yeah, you guys have seen my thumb. So I made that thumb. So the whole point was I made all these lock blocks, and they're really time consuming to make. I gotta mold the jig down there. You can kind of see that cross piece there. Well, they take a long time to make, clean them, and because I'm reusing them, and it's just very time consuming, and they're not exactly, I didn't mind making them when I was on holidays. I kind of got on a bit of a roll, but really finding I got to drag my feet and get myself back in to make those, but they just take so long. So I decided that if I had a thumb, then rocks are free, and I just got to pick them off the ground, and I could make rock walls, stack rock walls with a thumb, which is like, I've wanted to do that for ages. So I got a thumb that I made, I soldered it all together, which you've seen, so that's great. So I'm gonna start bombing in dirt next, I think. So I'll put dirt in here. And oh fuck, my wife drew a big dong in there last night. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so I'm gonna start hauling hauling dirt in, and then I'm gonna dig a spot out for this after I get a bunch of dirt in, and I'll do a video of the excavator or the rotation attachment making the lock blocks and get this thing all dug out, and then this will get put in. And I'm going to stack rock walls, and then I'm going to be doing all sorts of stuff with my bulldozer and trees coming down, and then the thumb grabbing trees and stacking them off. And I got like a ton of stuff I can do now with that, which is super awesome. So I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. I think it's super great. I'm really ecstatic about it, and I think it's going to be something that's kind of necessary to have on a construction site. It's kind of like a centerpiece, really, you know, like I don't know what they call that at Thanksgiving, you know, the con or whatever that thing is they put on. It's like a centerpiece, you know, in the middle of the table for Thanksgiving. But anyways, I can do a lot with this, so it'll save me from having to get like really fine materials. Like I got let's grab that out of there. I got to get this stuff, which it's like trail mix, but it's actually like even finer screenings. So I had like a couple of buckets of this, but now that I have it's really dusty, really dusty. Now that I have this, I don't really have to be so concerned about what I'm getting. I can get a bit more coarse stuff, and I can screen it out, which will be awesome. So yeah, it's turned out really well, and I'm super thrilled about it. And I can't wait to actually get it set up and have it all up and running. But yeah, it's been a fun build. It came together pretty quickly. I think the hardest thing I had was just finding a suitable material to run the stuff through. I was thinking about maybe putting some grizzly bars on it too. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. It might work out good. Like I said, I've had a couple more motors down here. It'll kind of help shake the deck a little bit more, and just help the material to kind of bounce and maybe pop out of some of those holes and then fall off. As well, another thing too is I've got right now, it's just being powered by like a little 7.4 volt 800 milliamp LiPo. It's the one I put my chafe on, because I just ran it to try it out. But I've got a 6 volt 5000 milliamp nickel metal hydride battery that I bought, and I have two of them, and I keep one in my track loader all the time, and the other one's just been sitting there doing nothing. So I think I'll run that. So I'll run a NIM battery with 4 vibration motors on it, and that'll be the power source for this. And then 5000 milliamps will give me lots of run time with that. And then when I'm not running, I can just switch it on and off too, which will be nice. And these guys right here, these LEDs, I don't know how to like wire a bunch of LEDs so that I'm just using like not 3 batteries. These are all running on their own batteries power right now. So if I run them all together, it's fine. But I think if I tried to run all 3 on one battery, I don't know if it would be enough to power all of them, or maybe one would be really strong, one might be really weak, and then one might not get anything at all. So I got to figure out that. I'm sure there's probably putting resistors in or something like that. I'm not sure yet. Right now, it's just they all run separately on their own switch. I'm not even a switch, it's just on a coin battery. These things right here, I'm just literally powering them onto there, and then to shut them on and off, I just put a piece of tape or a piece of paper on the top, and it just breaks the contact so that they shut on and off. But yeah, I'll be doing a little bit more detailing too. I think I'd like to put like maybe like a clearance, you know, like a meter a meter clearance thing right there. I was gonna paint it, but I actually don't mind the look of it with the wood. I think it looks all right, so I might just leave that. Yeah, once I get my my delineators and stuff out on it looks pretty good. And then I put these on last night just for fun. So I was taking some pics just for fun, and it kind of looked cool with that blocking it off there. So yeah, it's the first time I ever made anything completely from like scratch, and I think it came out really well. So I'm super pumped with it, and I can't wait to get it set up and rocking and rolling. So thanks for checking out the stuff, and appreciate all the people subbing and all that to the channel, and trying to kind of explore some different options with materials and get away from just doing, you know, the same old things. I do have some things that are coming up that are sort of the quote-unquote same old things, but I'm trying to do a little bit more and be a little bit more kind of open with the channel content and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. Well, that's it. Excavator shaker deck, screening plant, whatever you want to call it, coming soon. Thanks.